The Bible says the Jews are black. You understand?
A nation of priests.
They ain't gonna never read you that.
But what happened?
They ain't gonna tell you that the Jews are so-called black people.
This book of the law of the Lord is only for Israel.
It's only a matter of time.
Only for us, it was given to us.
But for the remnant of Israel
That's
wakes
our Lord.
up.
That's right. That's our big brother. That's the one that's coming back
We
for
ride.
us. Back for us.
We come from a bloodline of priests, sold into captivity. Father, break these chains off me. Make me free. In time, ambition. 2024 AD. Live from the belly of the beast. Babylon. Should we stay? Should we flee? In time's ambition.
Shalom, shalom, Israel.
Shalom. What's going on, family? How y'all doing? Shalom.
Good. Hey, thank you for joining us for another Thankful Thursday. Before we get everything kicked off, we'd like to give all praise and honor to Yahawah by Shem Mashiach Yahawahshi. Just giving praise and honor to the Father in the name of his Son, Yahawahshi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Shalom.
Shalom,
sis. Shalom.
Try to be the first one in there. Hey, go ahead and like it. You know what I mean? Share it if you can. You know what I mean? But go ahead and like the video, the thumbs up on your way in.
Right.
You know what I mean? All praise to the Most High. The saints are back together again. This is the Thursday edition of our lesson, Thankful Thursdays. You know, thankful to be coming before the saints. You know, we're gonna keep. I'm just now thinking about it. Keep Brother Chief in our prayers. You know what I mean? He having I think he had oral surgery. You know, so the brother's still down a little bit, but he actually made it out the camp last Shabbat, which was incredible because
that's right.
I mean, his jaw's swollen and couldn't really speak. No way I don't think I'd have been out there, man. It was tough, but
yeah, that just show you how faithful he is. He said it can't stop me from coming out the camp.
Kind of dedication, man. You know, and that's what the Lord is looking for: is dedication, faithfulness with us. That's all He's ever asked. You know what I mean? Faithfulness. He talks to us like you know, a bride. He's saying, man, y'all don't win a whoring. Y'all don't, you know what I mean? That's what he likens us to, a bride, you know. He just wants us to be faithful. Who was that? Who was that he had go marry a prostitute? Was that Hosea?
Yep, that's Hosea.
Go marry a prostitute and feel the way the Lord feels, you know.
Right.
In other words, my goodness.
And now that's crazy because the Most High, even though we were the backsliding nation, like he said, I'm not gonna break my promise with y'all, even though y'all broke y'all promise.
Right.
He said, I'm still gonna take you back.
Right.
So that's
and that's what that's a good point. He said, I'm gonna do this from the beginning. You know what I mean? He's gonna be faithful. He said he's gonna do it, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Right. He already foresaw what we were going to do in between, how wicked we were going to be, and he still spoke it in the beginning. You know? That's right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a precept on that real quick. Okay. This is Ecclesiastes, chapter number 3 and verse number 14, and it reads, I know that whatsoever Yah doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And Yah doeth it that men should fear before him. And I say Yah meaning Yahawah. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And Yah requires that which is past. So the Most High understands what's going to happen. He already called it from the beginning, you know. And whatever he said, you can't take from it or put to it. He said it. That's what it is. That's what's going to happen.
There ain't nothing we can do to change the judgment that he said If he spoke it, it has to come to pass.
That's right.
He said it himself. He said when he couldn't swear on nothing greater than his name, he said I did that. He said
Yeah.
I couldn't swear on nothing but me.
But itself.
He can't say
There's
on
no
my
higher
mama.
authority. Yeah.
He's like, I can't say on my mama, on my daddy. He said, I
Right.
can only on me.
Because he don't got no God. He said, hey, he gonna swear by himself because he can't swear by nobody higher.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean?
That's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why he said he knows the plans that he have for us. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's got the plan for us. Not some type of vain thought that we're thinking and reasoning in our own minds. He got it. He got it. All we got to do is be obedient, have faith. And that's the whole thing about, that's even what we're gonna bring out today. We're gonna bring out faith. We're gonna show you faith. Yahawahshi, his prophecy. Was he a true prophet or was he a false prophet? You know?
Mm-hmm. What you looking for?
I was looking at a precept. I'm gonna get a precept real quick.
Okay. Oh, what was the last one we just gave? So I can put. I'm sorry, I forgot the.
Oh, you cool? That was Ecclesiastes 3 and 14 and 15, I believe.
14, 15. Let's see.
Rocky. You know how you be reading and something just catch your eye?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're like, oh, that'd be a good precept to bring out real quick.
Yeah. Or sometimes it'd be like, that don't really match. I done spent 30 seconds looking at it.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom
T in the chat. Shalom, y'all. Shalom, everybody coming in. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at Yahawahshi, the prophecies that Yahawahshi told. But before we do that, I'm going to get this one in Deuteronomy again. It's Deuteronomy chapter number 18 and verse number 20. And it says, but the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if you say in your heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord have not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord have not spoken, but the prophet that spoke it presumptuously, you shall not be afraid of him. It's a better one on that one as well. Let me get that. The prophet that speaks.
Let's see here. Yeah, I think there's another one. I think I wanted that.
18, I think it is.
I don't think I think the one in 13, Deuteronomy 13 is the one about the prophets and the dreamer of dreams.
Yeah. That ain't it. It's another one. There's that.
Yeah, because a lot of times people like to call themselves prophets, and then they'll prophesy something. They'll try to prophesy something vague. They're like, they'll be like, yeah, they'll come out to you. I feel something in the spirit.
Yeah,
I feel it in the spirit. You're gonna come into a large sum of money.
Yeah,
like nigga, it's tax season. Of course, I'm gonna get somebody.
Yeah,
it'd be crazy stuff like that. I remember, I was a member of his church down in New Orleans, big old mega church, right? This is when I was trying to serve the Lord the best I knew, right? They had this prophet. I don't remember if his name. I think his name was Prophet Till. Prophet Till. Edomite come up in there, black. He looked like just humble, like he had the black suit on and the white shirt with the black tie. He comes up on the stage. He talks to the pastor for a little bit, and he's like, yes, I prophesy in the next upcoming year your church is gonna expand. The church is everybody's oh my gosh. And then
Yeah.
like he said, I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing Texas. I'm seeing Texas. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, that church is gonna expand it to
Oh my God.
Texas. And I mean like the lights are flashing and I'm like, it was
We had the whole works done.
it's a big old mega church. So the lights were flashing a little bit because they only had that one light on him and he's walking on the dimly lit stage.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, oh man, the church is gonna expand. That's cool, right?
Mhm.
2025, they still there.
Oh man, same. No
Man, we had to stone this prophet. We got to
Yeah,
stone him.
golly. Hey
Man. And we were all hyped, and he was like, "Oh, I remember like we went because I was a small part of the ministry there, and I went to talk to one of the other pastors, and he was like, yeah, he told me stuff about me that nobody could have ever known. I was like, man, I was like like there are evil spirits that do these things too,
Right.
and it seems like and that's an example. He spoke this thing that was supposed to come to pass. It never came to pass, and I bet he's still walking around prophesying to other churches, and
Yeah.
and then they take up a collection
Yeah.
just for him.
Yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, man, I'm like, imagine if I was a wicked. Man, I could make mad money just telling stuff in the Bible. See, the Euphrates, it dried up. Just say something like that. Oh, it did dry up. Like I knew that years ago.
Man. Yeah.
I prophesied about that.
Our people are so gullible, man. If you got on a suit and a tie and you white, hey, we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna go with it. The white man, though, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go with it. Our people are so gullible and don't understand how to understand if that's a prophet or not, you know.
And thank the Most High for giving us the knowledge to go back into the Bible and look these things up for ourselves so that we can warn the people.
Okay. And even on a broader scale, can you give me what is that? Amos 2:11, because they got to meet this requirement first. Bible shot.
Wait just a second here. Amos 2:11. Here we go. Amos 2. Right. And it reads, and I raised up your sons for prophets, and of your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O children of Israel?
They got to
Saith the
be
Lord.
of the children of Israel to be a prophet, according to the Bible, anyways. Right. So that's one way that we can take a lot of this misunderstanding of who's the prophet, who's the man of God. You know what I mean? That's one way. Just stick to the Bible. The children of Israel. Now, your question should be, who are the children of Israel? Well, that's the brothers on the street corners in every major city in the United States, on YouTube, doing these lives and stuff. They are pointing you to who the children of Israel are. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's our job. We are the children of Israel, and we are the prophets. You know?
That's true.
God.
That's right. And and sometimes we don't, as a nation, don't want to believe our own people. But the same thing, just like when when Yahawahshi went back to Nazareth, right?
God.
He's like, yes, his people didn't believe anything he said. They're like, who is this guy? Isn't it Joseph's son, the carpenter? I know his brother James and James and them. I know your mama and them.
Right.
You ain't no son of God.
Right. That's just going into how we have what respect we have for each other. That we don't respect each other enough to understand that we are the children of the Most High. I mean, we're special people. He called us gods. We're not just regular old Joe Blow, just a nigga. We've been devalued so much that we don't look at each other as oracles or seers. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's really bringing out the word of the Most High.
That's a good point. That's a real good point, because we've devalued ourselves so much we don't even care for each other's lives like that anymore. just to be really honest, to keep it a buck. And that's one of the problems that we face in our neighborhoods worldwide is that we don't care, we don't have the care and concern for each other that we should have.
Right.
We want to love every other nation but our own people. When they were like, oh, love your enemies, they were like, oh, that means love the other nations.
Huh.
But you don't even love your neighbor that's
Wanna-
right next door,
yeah, want to
down
love
the
your brother.
street. But you want to love everybody else from from other nations.
Kind of. That's a
And
good point.
I thought charity started at home,
Right.
right?
Right.
Charity starts at home. And the scripture says if you don't if you don't take care of your home first, you worse than an infidel.
Kind
It
of.
says you're worse than an infidel if you can't take care of your home first.
Worse than an infidel.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Precept,
Too deep. Oh, go ahead.
Precept to go with it. This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse number 2. It says, by this we know that we love the children of Yah when we love Yah and keep his commandments. So if we're loving Yah and keeping his commandments, we're loving the children of God first. And the children of God are your own brothers and sisters.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's who you're supposed to be loving. You got to start, like you said, charity starts at home. Start loving each other first before you can ever go and show somebody else from another nation love. You know, how you gonna love somebody you don't love your own self? Because your brother is just like your own self, according to the scripture. You are commanded to love your brother just like yourself.
Yeah. And that's the problem. We don't want to love each other.
Right.
Yeah. Shalom Akim. All praises to the Most High for the truth. Love you, kings. Keep feeding the truth. Keep feeding the Most High's truth. Bring us back to the Father. We repent and love Him by keeping His laws. That's how we love Him. That's the next verse. That's that verse, and then go into the next verse. Kwam Yashala, rise, Israel.
That's right.
Rise,
Israel. Let's rise, baby.
people.
Let's get up. Let's get up from here. You know what I mean? Let's get up from here. You know.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I got one more, King. I'm gonna get about the prophet. Deuteronomy 13 and verse. I'm gonna start from the top and go down to 3. It says, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams and gives you a sign or wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto you, saying, let us go after other gods, which you have not known, and let us serve them. You shall not listen unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your power proves you to know whether you love the Lord your power with all your heart and with all your soul. And you shall walk after the Lord your power and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice. And you shall serve him and cleave unto him. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he hath spoken to turn you away from the Lord your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust you out of the way which the Lord your power command you to walk in. So shall you put the evil away from the midst of you. So, fast forward to Yahawahshi. We're going to see if he was pushing us towards other gods, or if he was revealing some things to us and turning us back to the Father. Because that's, we got a lot, what I mean? And we don't have to be a super long class, but we got a few points to bring out. I want to bring out one more point, King, if you don't mind, unless you got something right there.
No, go ahead.
Can you give me Isaiah 42 and 21, Baba Kasha?
You said Isaiah 50?
No, it's 42 and 21, Baba Kasha. I did
42.
Yes, sir.
42 and 21. Okay. What was that verse?
21.
21.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Here we go. This is Isaiah 42 and verse 21. It said the Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake.
Mm-hmm.
He will magnify the law.
He gonna do what, King?
He will magnify the law
Uh-huh.
and make it honorable.
The Lord is gonna magnify the law. He is going to magnify the law. I wonder what that means. He's going to magnify the law and he's going to make it honorable, because obviously it's been dishonored at this point up to Isaiah. You know, the Babylonian captivity, the law has been being dishonored. And that's what's been happening with us time after time after time. You know, we're getting it wrong. We're going into captivity after captivity after captivity. So if somebody comes to you and says, hey, the Lord never spoke in the New Testament, don't even believe it. You know what I mean? The New Testament, show me where Yah spoke. So you're telling me that we need to cut out from Malachi. The Lord has not been speaking to his children since Malachi. Since Malachi, the Most High just stopped talking. He changed. When has the Lord not talked to talk to his people? Understand, knowing what we're rebellious in the first place. Shalom, sis. Look at my sis in the chat. Shalom. Shout out to the sister.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom,
The
sis.
rib in the
Shalom.
building.
Come. Shalom, sis. Come. When has the Most High not talked to us? We just gonna let us just, you know what I mean? He just let us go. And if you say, hey, he has been talking to us, he talked to us through his word, the Old Testament, that's great. And I agree. But you know, then you're saying that the application of the Old Testament is not just for that time, it's for the future as well. But you know what I mean? So they'll say, no, you can't show me that if we show you a verse in the Old Testament and then we show you in the New Testament, it's the same thing. Some people will say, no, that doesn't mean that. That's just talking about right then. It's only talking about Hezekiah's kids right then. You know what I mean? What is that? Isaiah 9? Was that Hezekiah? I might be getting the king wrong.
Let's see here.
No one Jehoshaphat. I think that was Hezekiah. We're talking about he's gonna have the twins. He went to see the prophetess.
Okay.
Was that 7? Isaiah 7, or is that Isaiah 9?
You're talking about when I think at 7.
Okay. So some people will say, oh, that's only for talking about right then. And then it talks about how they're gonna call his name Emmanuel and going into different things. My point is, if you're saying that the Lord hasn't spoken to us since Malachi, that opens up a big problem. He's not speaking to us right now. We just got to go off the Old Testament only. You know what I mean? That's why, and that's the whole spirit of why we're bringing this lesson out. We're here to teach our sheep. Teach the sheep, Yahawahshi.
That's right.
We're here to teach. You know what I mean? We ain't necessarily got to keep on going back and forth and all that. Let's just stop. Let's just do the work. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's what we're here to do. You know,
we
had some unrighteous. I'm gonna say unrighteous because the brother came on here last week and was in the chat and acting like he's coming. He's being humble and he's asking questions sincerely. That's what he put. And then they clip what they want to clip out of our lesson and then put it up and all this type of stuff. No sweat at all. You know what I mean? Because everybody gonna be held accountable for their words. You know.
Yeah, that's on a different note. Oh, it was Ahaz.
Ahaz. Okay.
It was Ahaz. I had to look down because when you said Hezekiah, I was like, I think it's someone else. It was Ahaz.
Yeah. That had the kids and you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's if you're saying that we got to go off the Old Testament, then that makes those things that happened in the Old Testament applicable to today and the future. So then when he's talking about something there, it's not just about that one situation or that one time, you know, and I'm gonna keep on moving, but you know, I just wanted to bring to Isaiah 42 and 21. We talking to people, you know what I mean? They saying that Yahawahshi changed the law, but in Isaiah 42 and 21, I told him he magnified the law. And Isaiah 42 and 21 is the witness to that. he magnified the law. The Most High said he's going to magnify the law, and that's what he did. And we're here saying that the prophet, Yahawahshi, that's what he did, the Lord's work. Let's get to it. Unless you
Yeah,
have
that's
something
it.
to say.
Oh no, I ain't have nothing. You said that you put that well. because
Okay,
a
so
lot of because a lot of people want to diminish the work that the Most High done by sending His Son.
yeah,
Like if they try to say, oh, he did this. He wasn't a prophet. They didn't talk about him. I'm like, yes, but you're gonna tell me that Yahweh he set up these things and then was like, nah, I'm not gonna let that be fulfilled.
yeah,
Like yes, the prophet that's supposed to come to make the way before the Lord. No, nope. Nah, that ain't gonna happen to the very, very, very end.
right.
No preparation. That's it.
Think
I
about
just
how many
stopped talking.
souls, Salaki.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just
Okay,
saying,
I'm
think of
finished.
how many souls there are that's being lost between Malachi and whenever they think that's going to happen. You know what I mean? And for that fulfillment not to take place for nearly 3,000 years after, so far, it's 2025. So Malachi was like at least 500 years before Hamashiach, I believe. You know, I'm not looking at a timeline, but
Mhm.
Hamashiach or Yahawahshi was, 2,000 some odd years ago. So it's been all this time. The Most High is just sitting up there, ain't said nothing to us. He's just letting us do our thing. You know what I mean? And then he going, like he said, he's going to send them at the end. That's if you to believe that, that's just wild. That's wild. That's wild to me. You
Yeah,
know?
there's a lot of things. Like it's if he sent saviors in the past, why wouldn't he send saviors in between
Right.
to save that remnant
Come.
that he had set apart for himself?
Come.
He said that he said that he would save a remnant. Like yes, that would require saviors. That means people were preaching and teaching the word at that time.
Come.
Okay, so it could the Lord didn't just stop at Malachi. It couldn't have been. If the Lord if the Lord done brought it out in the earth, if he brought it back up to us, he had to speak to somebody. Even if
Right.
it's in a dream or he sent an angel, that would be the Lord speaking. So he did so how did you just automatically gave yourself the understanding? Who gave
What
you
I'm
the
saying.
understanding?
Right. Come.
It
And
doesn't make sense to me, but
it doesn't. It doesn't. Without somebody to, like you said, he's always sent saviors. Even
mhm,
for people to say, "Hey, I'm OT only," or you know, I'm in the truth. Whatever it is, we acknowledge that the Most High is still sending prophets on the earth. That's how we got the understanding of where we are now. And if they
mhm,
would be honest, you didn't become an Israelite or get the understanding that you're an Israelite just by happenstance. You just woke up and you didn't have no man teach you none of that. That
mm-mm,
man, whoever brought that, learned from a prophet who is a prophet basically, because he brought the understanding, whether it was YouTube or on the street corner. All
mhm,
that came from somebody in the spirit of the Most High, putting his spirit and his understanding in one of our brethren to give us the
mhm.
understanding, even if it is OT only. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's obviously still talking. He's still
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah,
Man,
he has to be. He has to be still talking to
right,
someone.
right. So if you reject the New Testament, that's just it's asinine. The Most High just don't talk, man. No, he got a thunder from heaven like he did all the time. We showed on the last one that the Most High don't always speak like that. He spoke to
Yeah.
who was that? That wasn't Moses. That was Elijah in a still
Hmm.
small voice.
Small voice.
Come.
Yep.
He told Miriam and Aaron that he speaks to some prophets in a dream and in a vision. It ain't always about just thundering and lightning. You know what I mean? But we gonna feed
Yeah.
our sheep, man.
Man, we
Oh
hate we have to even go into all of this.
yeah,
If Yahweh Shai was teaching, I could see if he was teaching something contrary to what the Most High has given us.
right.
But that's why we're having this whole thing.
Come.
What did Yahweh Shai teach? And this class or this lesson is going into the prophecies that he brought out.
That's right.
That's why he prefaced everything with over here in Deuteronomy 18. Like it's to let you know what a prophet is. Like
Con,
it's because like it's if you don't know what a prophet is, you can just anybody can be a prophet.
con,
Anybody can be a prophet.
con. Absolutely. We showed you that the prophet has to, whatever he speaks, got to come to pass, or you don't got to fear him. That was in
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 18.
Hmm.
Also, we showed that the prophets have to come from their brethren. They have to come
Yeah.
from or be an Israelite, you know. Con.
Yeah. Amos
And-
too.
That's right. And Deuteronomy 18:18 says that he's going to raise up a prophet from amongst your brethren, like unto
Hmm.
Moses, that's going to speak everything the Lord says. You know what I mean? And you better listen to him, basically, or he's going to
That
inquire.
that just proves it has to be an Israelite.
Got to be Israelite, and
Got to
he's
be
going
an
to send
Israelite.
someone. God. We debunked and showed that it's not Joshua, even though Joshua is a mighty man, mighty prophet of the Lord. But it wouldn't even necessarily make sense if he's going to do something and you know what I mean, it's just fulfilled. He's going to put it in the law and it's fulfilled right then, right now. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Mhm.
That's the only application of that law right there. Now you can almost say that law is done. That's what they're saying. That law is done away with. Deuteronomy 18:18 is done away with. Is what they're,
No
you know what I
need.
mean?
No
According
need to
to
keep
them.
it. It's done.
Yeah. Kind of.
But you know that's neither here nor there for this
Yeah.
lesson because
Kind of.
we're gonna show that Yahawahshi was a prophet
Kind of. Let's get into it. That's right.
to and worthy to be listened to.
That's right. That's right. Hey, detrimental if you don't, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
According to the scripts, you know, but let's just see. Let's just see if he's someone to be revered or feared or what. Let's just see. You want me to kick it off with the Matthew 9, or did you have anywhere else to
Yeah,
go before that?
go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead and kick it off Matthew 9. I'll read.
Kind of. Okay, the water. Let's see. Matthew 9:14, Baba Kashab.
I got you. It's Matthew 9 and verse 14. Then came to him the disciples of John, saying, why do we and the Pharisees fast oft, but thy disciples fast not? And Yahushua said unto them, can the children of the bridegroom mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them?
Mm.
Hmm. But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, and then shall they fast.
And then shall they fast. Con. So that's Yahweh Shai just showing right there in a parable, you know, that
Mhm.
hey, they because he's talking to John's disciples, you know what I mean? And he's telling them, hey, they gonna fast when I ain't here, they're gonna fast, but right now, they ain't no need to be, you know what I mean? Ain't no need to be in sackcloth and mourning and all that. You got the bridegroom with you right here. You know what I
Right.
mean? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's right here. It's right here, you know. God.
Right. Like it, and when you think about that, like these are the disciples of John, right? So you know they got like it's if they learning under John and John knows everything he knows, like you got to know a little something. You
Mhm.
gotta have a little wisdom to you. But you
Yeah,
like it's why do we have to do all this stuff like it's but they don't have to do it. I thought that was a little that's a little off to me. Like why are you worried about that?
yeah.
Like
I've heard some
it's
discussions about that. Like, why were they John's disciples and didn't transfer into Yahweh Shai's disciples? Not that it ain't recorded that they did, but you know,
Yeah, we don't know what happened because
yeah,
when John passed, far as we know, when they figured it out, this is the man. They could have joined. It doesn't say it,
yeah,
but Matthew is recording that they were John's disciples.
right.
These were the disciples of John, which his ministry started before Christ anyway. So
Come,
So
come,
I could see why they would say if he said it's John disciples because they followed him. They
yeah,
didn't follow Christ like like his apostles or his disciples did, you know.
right.
So Hey, there's always somebody. There's always a different ministry. Might not been for them at that time.
And that's just fitting a prophecy of him and John, because we read in Malachi that the Lord is talking to the Lord is saying he's going to send another prophet in the spirit of Elijah. You know what I mean? That's going to make way for let me just bring it. Let me just get it.
Malachi 2?
Kind of. Is it 2? Yeah.
I think it's Malachi 2. I think that's where we're at. Let me see. Malachi 2.
Now we're not saying that Yahawahshi prophet. It's 4.
It's 4.
Yahawahshi prophesied it. Yeah. Yeah, Malachi 4 in verse number we can start at 2. Watch this.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Probably.
All right, I got you. This is Malachi 4 and verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
The Son, S-U-N, it says in my book, of righteousness shall arise with healing in his wings. In his wings. Have you ever heard of the the talith or whatever, those cloths? Or even I think they even got the fringes on them.
Yeah, there's a sister in Israel that makes them.
They call them. I think they call them wings. It's like they call them wings, or it's referring to. I'm not even going to make that simulate. Cause I know people watch and they want to. You know what I mean? Let's just keep on going. He's going to rise with healing in his wings. You know what I mean? And I was just really going to refer to the sister with the blood, the issue of blood that touched the hem of his garment and got healed.
Right. Okay. I can see that, because like that's the wings, right, of your clothing. I can see that.
And also he healed the sick and raised the dead. You know what I mean? Made the blind see, etc. Right.
And if you go into, and he shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stalks. He is protected and grow up strong, right? And then in verse 3 it says, "And ye shall tread down the wicked." We know he did that as he was going through. For they shall be ashes under his soles of his feet in the day that I should do this, saith the Lord of hosts.
Right.
And
what we're doing is building up what the Most High is saying he's going to send a prophet to do. This prophet, this Son of Righteousness, right? And like we said, this ain't just applicable for one time. When he comes back, the scriptures say he's really going to tread down some people. You know what I mean? Come on.
God, this is starting at verse 4. Like it's, "Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments.
That's right.
Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord."
He's going to send Elijah the prophet. We understand that in the scriptures it says that this man came in the spirit of Elijah, although he didn't know it. Yahawahshi affirms it a few times, but you got it, King.
Verse 6, "And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers.
That's right.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse."
And that's exactly what we're going to show. We're showing the prophecies of Yahawahshi, but that he also taught us to keep the law. John 14 and 15 says, "If you love me, keep my commandments." Right? They said, "Master, what good thing must I do to inherit eternal life?" What is that? Matthew 19. He said, "Keep the commandments." He said, "There's none good but the Father." Right? But Yahweh. But if you will enter life, keep the commandments. He's turning our hearts back to the Father. Back to the Father.
Yeah. And then and in us then keeping his commandment, that turns the Father's heart back to the children. He's like, "Yes, y'all doing what I supposed what I told you to do. All right, I can bless you now." I can open up those floodgates of blessings now. And that's beautifully put together.
Indeed. I agree.
Gotta love the scriptures. Gotta
Right.
love the scriptures like that.
Right. So
Because
yeah, so we went over what was that, John 9 and 13. He's prophesying that the bridegroom, or is referring to himself, he's going to be taken away. He's going to be taken away from his disciples. You know what I mean? And so that's just prophesying his death. You know, it's a beautiful thing because we understand without his death, we couldn't be, we wouldn't have a way to repent, being outside of the nation and certain things like that. You know what I mean? Going back to the Father, he's cleansing us.
that's right. That's right. Goodness gracious. All my all praises to the most high for that.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let you
'cause-
tell.
oh yeah, because I'm like it's just staying in that same spot. My tab just all closed out. Like it's soon as I pick up, they start to they just wanted to close themselves out. But just
Yeah.
staying in that same part of the prophecies concerning his death and his resurrection, because I'll jump to Matthew 16. Because that's where my next place I was gonna go.
Oh,
Matthew
Salakia, King
16.
Salakia, please.
Oh, you go.
I had
Yeah.
one more little part. No, I did want to give it to you, but I forgot about something.
Okay. Go
In
ahead.
that same chapter, Shalom, sis. Felicia, Shalom, sis. Shout out to the sister Felicia in the chat.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom, sister. Come on. So shoot us something out there if you got anybody got any precepts or questions or whatever it is. You know, we interactive as well. But check this out, King. Same one, Matthew 9 and verse 18. I kind of talked about it, but I just wanted to bring out one more point before we go.
Okay.
Yeah, you mind reading that one down to verse
Got you.
20 about the Kashai, because we did just touch on it.
Yeah. This is Matthew 9 and 18. While he spake these things unto them, behold, there came a certain ruler and worshipped him, saying, My Salakia, my daughter is even now dead, but come and lay thy hand upon her, and she shall live. And Yahawahshi rose and followed him, and so did his disciples. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment.
Right. And that's what we were referring to. Touch the hem of his garment, and just go down a little bit more, King.
Got you. Verse 21. For she said within herself, if I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole.
Right.
But Yahushua turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith have made thee whole.
She said, hey, within herself, if I can just touch him, she didn't say I could be made half. She said I could be made whole, right? So she had the faith, and he said, daughter, your faith have made you whole. I got it.
Oh, you got it. My bad.
Yeah, that's all good.
I'll just check mine out real quick.
Yeah, that's all good. But he said, daughter, your faith has made you whole. Your faith has made you whole. I just wanted to stop right there to show something. According to the law, her having an issue of blood, it's unlawful for her to be out there amongst people. It's unlawful for her to be there. Because a woman with an issue of blood, she's not, anything she touches is unclean, right? But Yahawahshi, he felt, you know what I mean? And he turned and looked at her and said, daughter, your faith. We understand, according to Matthew 23 and verse number 23, faith is a matter of the law. So he said, daughter, your faith have made you whole. You know what I mean? Showing, what I'm trying to bring out is he's showing the spirit of the law. This woman broke the law in order to be made whole, right? She broke the law in order to be made whole, and Yahawahshi granted her that request. You know what I mean? He made her whole, or the Most High her faith made her whole. She took hold on that and not thinking, oh, I ain't supposed to be out there. You know what I mean? Yahawahshi's coming to town. I know he's out there, I need to be made whole, but I can't go out there because the law says that I can't be around nobody. So I got to sit here and be dead. I got to sit here and be unclean. You know what I mean? No, what she did was she used her faith to gain access to a blessing. You know what I mean? And that's what Yahawahshi was bringing out as well. Even he even paraphrases when David in 1 Samuel 21, David is on the run from Saul, and David goes in to the temple, and he talks to the priest there, and he really kind of told the priest a lie, and it was like, hey, look, you know, I'm on a mission, secret mission. Look, what kind of food you got in here? He talked to the priest. The priest said, man, we ain't got nothing in here but some shoe bread, right? The shoe bread is something that only the priests eat, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
The priests eat the shoe bread. David said, hey, let me get some of that. You know what I mean? Him and his man is hungry, you know, running from King Saul, and they ate of the shoe bread. Yahawahshi in Matthew 12 on down, it talks about how he paraphrases and references how David kind of broke the law to stay alive. You know what I mean? He kind of broke the law to stay alive. Like he had to use some sense. Like, hold on, what good is it? You know, if I'm going, the woman said, what good is it that I stay here if my blessing, the key to my blessing is right there, and I'm keeping the law by staying away from everybody. But if I don't get in front of him, if I don't come to, if I don't get his attention, I'm not going to be healed. What good is that going to do me? So I got to go out here and I know he can fix it. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. He's bringing out the spirit, faith. Her faith made her whole. Faith is a matter of the law. The law is spiritual. So it's all going back in the circle. You understand? And that's what Yahawahshi is doing. So when they're saying Yahawahshi broke the law or changed the law, like I'm saying, he's magnifying the law. And somebody might say it's unlawful. I'm not even gonna go into that. But Yahawahshi, he magnified the law. You know what I mean? He's making it spiritual, and he's showing the faith. You have to use faith when you're doing all of that. Got to work together.
That's true. Nah, you good. You good because that's like faith is one of the key components, and he even showed that with the Pharisees, right?
Yeah.
He said they were doing things of the law, but they weren't doing it in faith of the law. They were just doing it just to be doing it, not because they believed. And like if they did their things so that they could seem righteous in the eyes of the people. Like when they were talking about like it's the outward, like the sepulcher, when they it have the appearance of righteousness or the bright whiteness, but inside they're just dead bones.
Dead bones, yeah. Yeah.
Because they had no faith. They had no faith. Just doing the works ain't it. You gotta have faith.
Got to. Yeah.
You gotta have faith.
Which is a matter of the law. That woman, she was keeping the law by having faith, breaking, she kind of like it nullified itself. She had faith, which is a matter of the law, but then she was in public, which is breaking the law. So she kind of, you know what I mean? And
she's digging around, she's dodging, and I don't want to touch you because I'm gonna make you unclean. And
yeah. But you remember they said, Lord, you know what I mean? If we keep on reading, they're gonna say, Lord, what do you mean who touched you? Maybe that's another account of it. What do you mean who touched you? Everybody, there's so many people out here. We in a crowd. It's a mosh pit. Paraphrasing. Everybody touching you. What do you mean who touched you? Right? So she had to be amongst everybody. You know what I mean? But she touched the hem of his garment, which we understand is the fringe. That's another point I wanted to touch on. Yahawahshi is keeping. What other prophet in the scriptures is keeping Numbers 15:38? What other prophet? What other person in the Bible do we know? Now we understand that they're Israelites, so they all kept it. But by name, we can verify. What other person kept Numbers 15:38?
That's it.
We can verify that.
We said when you look in the word, when you look up the word of the hymn, it says fringe.
That's right. But nah, he he's going against the law. He the only one that we know for sure kept that law for sure. You know what I mean? But now he going against the law. He going to keep the law to break. You know what I mean? Like it don't even make no sense, man. It's so beautiful when we can understand and see these things, and we can see the shadow of the things that come in the Old Testament, and then look at the fulfillment of it, and then things that haven't even been fulfilled yet. It's beautiful, you know. It just reaffirms our love for the Messiah and our confidence in what he's done and what the Most High did mainly, because he's not going to leave us nor forsake us. You know what I mean? He sent his son.
Yeah, he ain't gonna leave us or forsake us.
Right.
You know, they can't do that.
No. Kind.
Like it's the Most High made a promise to our forefathers,
right?
And he kept sending prophets to try to get the people to keep the commandments. So he's like, I'm gonna keep my promise. You gotta fulfill your end of the promise, though.
That's right.
You gotta fulfill your end of the bargain.
That's right.
And that's what Yahawahshi came to do, to make sure we fulfilled our end of the bargain. Bargain.
Right.
Not bargain, but bargain. He came so that we could keep that. Like it's and like first in First Peter 2, like it tells you, he's like he came to be an example. Hey, Shalom, sis, Shalom.
Shalom, Judy Jew.
Shalom. Okay, he came so he could be an example for us to not sin, and and not to be found with guile in our mouth as well.
That's a great con. So if somebody made that up, you know what I mean? It's just crazy, man. Masterful. Like we said last week, that you know, there are people that were destroyed. I mean, even to this day, there are people that are being destroyed in the name of Christ in Africa and all these different countries and nations. You know what I mean? It's wild, man. But I ain't gonna go down that road. But I agree with you, King.
Yeah, because it only makes sense that we would have an example. It seems like through every generation he gives us an example.
Right.
That you can read of. Like the prophets were the example. Like if they kept the law, they did what the Most High told them. If they didn't, they Lord be with them, right?
Yeah.
As we like to say. It's because look, we know what happened to Jonah. Jonah he wanted to do his own thing. The Lord kept just picking his butt up and redirecting him.
That's
you want to do that?
Great example.
You still gonna do it?
Great example.
It's just like how many different aspects. What am I gonna have to do to make you do what you're supposed to do?
Right.
that was it.
Right, and that's a great example of Jonah, because we understand, being in the truth, that Jonah only went to Nineveh because Israelites were there, the children of Yah were there. You know, and we talked about that last week. And the Most High wasn't going to just let them be on their own without sending a messenger or somebody to bring them back. You know, that's just his character. If he did it then, that's what he do. He don't stop. He won't not do it. You know, even nowadays, we got Abba Bivens and modern prophets that came and taught us this truth. And now, it's just crazy, so it's not a time that he's not going to speak to his servants, the prophets. It's not a time that he's not going to send us prophets, and redeemers or, saviors, if you want.
Right. That's a lot of and it's going to continue until that time comes.
Right.
He's he sent Yahawahshi. Yahawahshi sent out the 12, and then they were told to tell everybody else, even if you say Paul went out and he was telling everybody too. So somebody they were angels to those other people. They were messengers.
That's right.
Sent out. They were sent out. But if they're messengers sent from the Most High, to spread his word, or even if you don't say they're sent from the Most High, but they're spreading his word, who commanded them? Who gave them the willingness of mind to do it? Because if you really don't want to do something, you ain't gonna do it because the Most High didn't put it in you to do it.
Right. And it's the same thing that you can say about people that call themselves Old Testament only. Who told you what? Where did you get the idea to go out and teach? You know what I mean? That this is the way. What you saying is the way. Only the Old Testament. You know, the same. Why couldn't it have happened to Paul or Peter or John? You know what I mean? Or whoever. That's the same thing. Same deal.
But it's one of those things. Like it's on that. Like it's talking about Yahawahshi. Like it's we're gonna go into where he's prophesying about his life and how it's gonna end. Like it's and that he's gonna be resurrected because that's what we were talking about. Like it's we're bringing out the things that Yahawahshi is gonna have come to pass.
And if y'all been watching us long enough, y'all know I will go down sometimes I go down a rabbit hole a little bit or whatever, you know what I mean? But really I'm just trying to, bring out the meat, get all of everything off the bone, as best I can, through the spirit, of course. So I'll pray to the Most High. Are you going to 18, King?
Actually, get Matthew 16 and 21. We'll start up at 21.
Okay. This is the book of Matthew, chapter number 16 and verse number 21. And it reads, "From that time forth began Yahawahshi to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day."
Now, he went ahead. That's prophecy. Like he's telling them, hey, I gotta go through all of this stuff, and then I'm gonna raise on the third day. And we know, like how can you know for sure that your body gonna be raised up on the third day,
right?
Unless it was given to you. Because say that I'm like I prophesy I'm gonna be rose on the third day, and somebody want to mess up that whole prophecy, and then on the second day they grab my body and take it off somewhere. Prophecy not fulfilled, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
But they had guards. They if you know the story, they rolled a big heavy stone in front of his grave where he was.
Right.
And they had centurions, or I think it said centurions.
I think it was
or some kind of some soldiers outside of his tomb, so that they wouldn't be like, yeah, they grabbed his body and then they faked his resurrection.
Right.
But that just gives you more of a fallacy if you think that these guards were then bribed and then was like, take the body so you can keep your prophecy. What would they have to gain from that?
Right.
Other than the people being in an uproar that a prophecy came to pass from this man and they can just ride through the city. But it didn't happen like that.
Right. And we know, I think it was who was that? Peter, I think it was Peter or Paul, where they were locked up and they had some guards around them. And what happened? I think an earthquake happened and everybody was loose out of their chains. And then the guard, he was about to kill himself because he knew that he was going to be held accountable if somebody escaped. You know
I remember
what I mean? Peter or I think it was Peter. He was like, "Nah, we all here, man. Chill. You know what I mean?" But the point is, like them guards that was guarding Yahawahshi, like you said, you ain't going, they ain't going to be on the hook for letting somebody just come in here and steal Yahawahshi body and all that after all of them went through.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that. Yeah, that was Peter. It was Peter.
Yeah.
That was an Acts. No, yeah. Acts 12. I want to say it's Acts 12. But we don't have to get it. We don't have to get it. But just for time's sake. But he prophesied right there. He prophesied here in Matthew 16 that he was gonna be killed, that he gonna have to suffer things from the elders. You might you could say maybe he knew that he was gonna cause trouble and they were gonna bother him. Because we already knew that the elders and the priests had their own laws and traditions of men. Right. And he said, nah, he said, keep the laws of God Like kids, you want to keep you want to keep the traditions of men by like the washing of your hands and stuff like that, but you transgress the laws of God.
Right.
Okay, so you want to keep your law like it. That's gonna cause an uproar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So he could maybe that happens, and he said he would be killed and raised again the third day. And just like we said, how can you guarantee you're gonna be raised up on the third day? If you did, you can't guarantee that.
Nobody. You know.
And they had guards there, so that's just proof right there. That's a
Yeah.
prophecy, and we know he rose from the grave on the third day. We have what we had the Marys out there.
Hmm.
We had the Marys to say, hey, where he at? The angel said he ain't here.
Let me show something else.
Go
Did
ahead.
you want me to keep on going on that? Keep on going.
No, we can you can actually you can stop at that
You
because
gotta.
it goes into that. Go
It's
ahead.
another. It's a more. It's a little more.
You want to go into it more?
Yeah, because watch this.
Okay.
Killed the third day. 22. It says, then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, "Be it far from you, Lord. This shall not be unto you." Right?
Mhm.
Because I don't see it in the Old Testament. But he turned and said unto Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan.
Oh
You are
no!
an offense, huh?
Oh no! He called
Yeah.
Peter Satan.
Hey, you are an offense to me." He said, "For you savor not the things that be of Yah, but those that be of men." Right? But this is the point.
Okay.
Hold on. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, Salakia. I needed to go up. I apologize. I'm going to go to verse 18. It says,
Oh, I already know what you're talking about now.
yeah. It says, and
Yeah.
I say unto you that you are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So that is just Yahawahshi showing that Peter, he set him up, you know what I mean, to be the one to keep it going. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? Peter kept it going. Now, Peter could have got killed in the garden. He cut the dude's ear off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
matter of fact, what is that? Man, we it's even some crumbs. Remember, he said, Peter, you're gonna deny me 3 times, bro. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, I did not even put that down.
I didn't even think about it till just now. I didn't even think about this one till just now. But he set up Peter to be the rock of the church. Peter did set up churches. You know what I mean? Like he said, Peter denied him 3 times. You know, and this is one point. And I'm gonna give it right back to you, King.
Yeah.
What is that in? Is it Deuteronomy? Hold on, Deuteronomy 17. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. Yeah, Deuteronomy 17:6. It says, "At the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. But at the mouth of 1 witness he shall not be put to death." I'm on Deuteronomy 19:15. "One witness shall not rise up against a man for an iniquity or for any sin. If any sin that he sinneth at the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established." So all I'm trying to present is that we've got several different witnesses saying that he died, he rose. This is, you know what I mean? These are different accounts. Nah, so-and-so wrote it over here and so-and-so. Hey, look, man, we got several different witnesses. We got extra biblical witnesses, you know, are attesting to his life, at least.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, that's
just
good
a
point.
part of the law right there. You know what I mean? That's just showing the law right there. Not just one witness. The Most High didn't even have people to spare. It's not just one witness. It's several different witnesses. Shalom, brother Khan.
Shalom.
Shalom. Hey, and also shout out to everybody that kept the new moon. You know, shalom. Man, we in the last month, the first day. Well, going into the second day of the final month. You know, for our new year.
Khan. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, getting ready to go into a bid.
All praise to the Most High.
Yeah, because I was just thinking. I'm glad you brought that up. Like it's about the different people who talked about Christ. because like I mentioned it last week when we talked about the cold case for Christ.
Right.
He might want to be. He said, "I want to be an atheist. He an atheist. I don't believe in Christ. I'm gonna prove Christ never existed.
Mm.
He never did none of that stuff." And the further he kept digging into it, the more of a witness he found, and he became like, "Oh man, I found this book. It says of it. Oh, the Targum said this. Did you know that Pontius Pilate gave an actual description of Christ? He
Wow.
said so. This man had to exist at some point." And a lot of people they just want to, y'all believe this man? He walked on water and he healed people. Just because it don't happen today don't mean like yes, you can't have faith in or believe it or it
Right.
never happened. You
Right.
ain't never seen a dinosaur in your life, but you believe Jurassic Park really happened.
Right. Right.
So it's kind of iffy.
Thank
It's like you want to have faith in this, but then when it comes to this area, when it talks about a man, just because it sounds religious, you're like, oh, I don't believe that. You believe everything else that man wrote,
Right.
but you don't want to believe this.
Right.
That's fine. Okay, but to those that don't believe, like yes, and have that conviction, like it, oh, I don't have to believe. Hey, it wasn't given to you. That measure of faith wasn't given to you.
Right.
That's all it is. That measure of faith wasn't given to you. That you could believe and then be like, you know what? I talked myself out of it. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
They condemn by their own words.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Chill out,
trying to see if
King.
I could. No, I was trying to see if I could have pulled up that letter because I had about the physical witness for it. I might have to do that another day. Maybe we
Okay.
can do that
That
another
would be a
time.
nice class. That'd be a nice class.
Yeah, we can do that another day. I'll get all that together. Because the guy that did the cold case for Christ, he had a whole outline of he was trying to prove that he didn't exist, and he found all these things. He found a letter to Caesar from Pontius talking about Christ.
Mm.
So I'm like, yeah, but he didn't exist. It's what the problem was. They say he didn't exist.
Mm.
He wasn't who he said he was. But
Mm.
Pontius tells you exactly what he looks like and that he actually existed. So
Wow.
that's just another witness.
Wow. 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 Not that we had to have, you know what I mean, Edomites or heathen to verify anything, because we
Right.
believe the scriptures. You know what I mean? We believe the spirit of the law. We can see them in the Old Testament. We can see them. We can match it up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Same as I believe he existed, same as I believe Moses existed. I got faith in
Hmm.
Moses, but I don't believe Christ existed, or I don't believe
Mm.
Christ did what he did. Yahawahshi did what he did, but I believe Moses part of the Red Sea. It's what I
Mm.
choose. You know what I mean? And then one brother might not believe none of it, like you said.
Right.
It's about what you choose to put your faith in, or the measure of faith that was given to you. That's a good
Right.
point, Ken.
Yeah, because that's something that has to be given to you. You can't just grow like it. You can't just wake up one morning and your faith be all the way up here and like yes, and then it go down to here without that being something that wasn't meant for you.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about the parable of the sower this morning, me and
Mhm.
the real, and that's one of it. Like it's when they hear the truth of the word, but they didn't have any roots,
Yeah.
and then whoop, uprooted,
First, yeah.
uprooted. Didn't
Con.
believe like it's. I believe in Christ. I believe in Christ. Everything he did, like it's. You hear one or two verses. Oh, that ain't him. Okay, whoop,
Right. I'm
gone.
gone. I'm gone. Dang.
That's all it took.
Mm. Man. All it took.
Man, you have to think about how like is how deep was your faith?
Right.
That's all it took.
Right.
Oh, that was written in Greek, brother. Like is we didn't write in Greek. Knowledge like is no, that's not true either. We wrote in like is the works that they did in Rome. Like is they didn't they had Koine Greek
Mm-hmm.
because not everybody was literate and not everybody could read or write. So yes, so you just have to do your own studies. You can't let people determine what you're gonna take in as knowledge. You have to dig into the word yourself. You got to look at the context. You got to know the biblical outline is of what was going on during that time. Like it's a lot of stuff that you would have to disprove to prove to keep that understanding that you have.
Got it.
Yeah, but I ain't mean to go on a rant.
No, you good, King. We just, you know what I mean, putting it out there, you know, like we supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Kind. All right, let's see here. Like it's because that pretty much that's all I had for us touching like for his resurrection, because you know they do go back over it in Mark and in Luke, but it's basically the same thing. And I'm not gonna give the like sit here and beat a dead horse. Like
Yeah.
it's we got a witness right here that the prophecy happened. Like it's we can to this day you can ask the Christian like did Christ, he didn't rise up on the third day. No, they're gonna tell you, oh, he rose on the third day, and then he changed the Sabbath to Sunday.
Yeah.
so they got part of it. They got part of it. So and even they believe that. So
where you want to go from there? You gotta jump to 23. We were at 16. You had something?
Yeah, we can jump. Yeah, we can jump. We can jump to 23. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you take over in 23. I got 24.
Okay, kind of. Let's get can you give me 23 and 23 Bible shot?
23 and 23. I got you. This is Matthew 23 and verse 23. And it reads, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith.
Judgment, mercy, and faith. Judgment, mercy, and faith. Judgment,
I didn't
mercy,
hear that. What was that last one?
And faith.
You go.
Faith.
Faith.
Yeah.
Hey, that nails into what you were saying earlier. Hey, you gotta have faith.
Got to.
It's essential.
Come.
It's essential.
That's right. That's a law. Come. Keep on going, King. I want to make my point in 24 about this shot.
Con. Ye ought, Salakia, these ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Ye blind guides which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel.
Some people can't see.
Dang.
They blind guides. They can't see. They can't see it in the scripture. I can't see it. Right? He said, "You blind guides, you strain at a gnat." Oh man, he didn't have that type of fingernails. He didn't you know what I mean? He didn't just little, you know what I mean, little petty stuff that he said, you blind guides, you're straining at a gnat, trying to catch him up, and then you swallowing a camel because you don't accept the prophet, Deuteronomy 18:18, that the Most High said he's going to send. You don't accept the Messiah, the Messiah. You're not accepting him, so you're swallowing a camel. Strain at a gnat and swallowing a camel.
I got one for you. When he say he's straining at a gnat, they're like, yeah, see, Christ didn't wear those fringes. He wore those type of fringes.
Yeah.
But did he wear fringes? Yeah, he wore fringes. Okay, then.
Right.
Point.
Right.
He didn't have the long ones. He had the little short ones.
Yeah.
He kept the law.
Right.
Straining at a gnat. No, your fringes are too long. You're trying to be too righteous, brother.
Yeah.
That's what they're like. That's not the right type of blue. That's not the right blue ribbon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is actually a purple blue.
Yeah.
Not this blue. You straining at a gnat, and then when they said to swallow a camel, but you're gonna believe a bunch of lies.
Yeah.
You're just taking everything else.
Yeah.
You straining at little things like you could have been like, I understand what you're trying to do, brother. You got a different type of fringe than not. You got the shirt. You done cut up the edges of your t-shirt and then use the marker to make a blue ribbon around it. I got you, brother. I got you. I understand that. But then you're gonna be like this, like but yeah, I can believe all this other stuff, but I ain't gonna believe that one thing.
Yeah, yeah. That's like it's like the greeters at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
You bought a pack of gum. You being so-called black man buy a pack of gum, and the greeter want to see your receipt. Yet while he's turning and looking at your receipt, so-called Edomite coming through with 2 carts, big TVs, groceries, everything, and they're just running. You know what I mean? They ain't paid for nothing.
Have a nice day.
Right.
Just run past.
Straining at a net and then swallowing the camel. They letting the bigger things just go past. You over here dealing with me with this receipt for gum, and everybody, you know what I mean? They really breaking the law over there.
Right.
That's what that is. Oh, bro, you ain't, like you said, ain't got the right color fringes on, but you're not worshiping. You're not. Excuse me. You're not recognizing the Messiah. You're not serving the Messiah. You know what I mean? You don't accept the Mashiach Yahawahshi. You swallowing a camel. You know. I just wanted to make that point right there in 23.
Okay.
Kind of. Did you have you had another point in 23? I got a 34, I think it is. No, 31. 31 and 32.
No, my next ones are in 24 and 25.
Okay, can I get verse 31 and 32, Baba Kashaf?
I got you. This is verse 31. It says, Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves, that ye are the children of them that which killed the prophets.
They the children of them which kill the prophets. You know what I mean? The messiahs, the messengers that are sent to you telling you to do this and that, they kill them, have them killed, right?
Mm-hmm. Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell?
So these people, he's telling them they are the ones that are killing the prophets. And I thought this is the one that I wanted to go to where we're saying, hold on. Salakia King, can you jump down to 34, Baba Kashaf? That's what I wanted.
Verse 34. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes.
Right.
And some of them ye shall kill and crucify.
What they going to do to them?
Kill and crucify.
Yahawahshi is prophesying that they going to kill and crucify some of the prophets. Some of the, you know what I mean? The scribes, come on.
And some of them ye shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city.
Wow. We can stop right there. We understand that Paul, Peter, Stephen, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The disciples were beat, were destroyed. The prophets, even now we ain't even got to go, but even now in modern times, getting beat and destroyed and whooped, you know what I mean, on the street corners and stuff like that now. But if we just go to right here, what Yahawahshi was saying, we can verify that in just the other books. What he prophesied came to happen.
Yep. Shoot. From what we know about the other apostles, they were like Peter was put on a cross upside down. Right. Is that not crucifying? Like is. And we already know most of them were beheaded. That was Paul, and I'm trying to think who else. Was it Paul and John that lived the old age?
John did. I want to say Paul. Did Paul? Hold on. What happened to Paul?
I can't remember how Paul his life was ended. I don't remember.
I want to say Nero cut Paul. No, Nero is the one that killed.
He's the one that burnt all the Christians in the city.
I want to say he's the one that did Peter as well.
Because I know one of the apostles got sawed in half.
Yeah, I thought Paul got his head cut off. Hold on.
Let me see. I gotta check that real quick. Sorry about that. We trying to make sure we're accurate.
Yeah, and that's just going on the same point. You know what I mean? Like he said. Yeah. We know Stephen was stoned to death.
I was trying to remember how. Okay, it says he. Yeah, he. It says that from what I was looking at, that that Paul. It was saying that Paul was he executed, and they said Paul was executed by Nero.
Nero. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Yep, that is. Was beheaded. He was beheaded outside of Rome.
Then,
That's what it says.
then who killed Peter? I thought Peter. Who killed Peter then? I know. I think his wife was killed first. Him
I
and his
know.
wife got killed.
Yeah, he was crucified upside down.
Yeah.
I remember that because that blew my mind. I was like, "What?
Yeah. He said
They
he
blew
wasn't
him
worthy.
upside down?"
Yeah.
That because that's I think that was Nero too.
Really?
I think that was Nero as well because I remember that name with him.
Yeah. It was. It
Uh,
was. It was. So yep.
And I think if I'm not sure, Paul asked not Paul, Peter wanted that. I think it was noted that Peter wanted to be crucified upside down because he wasn't worthy to be crucified like Christ. Or
Kind.
I heard something to that extent,
Kind. Kind.
which
Kind.
is crazy. He's like, I can't even you can't even kill me like they'll kill my Messiah. I put me upside down.
Wow.
I would have been like, excuse me? Yeah, just kill me upside down.
Wow.
Whatever.
Wow.
Nero was going hard on Christians like that.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because he said he used to set up Christians on poles and light them to keep the city lit.
Mm. Mm.
That goes into that some of you shall be killed and crucified.
Con. So we showing, the title of the show is Yahawahshi's Prophecies, prophet or false prophet. We understand that a false prophet, when they prophesy something, if it doesn't come to pass, you don't have to believe them. That's a false prophet. But if it come to pass, that a prophet is among them. You know what I mean? And we're verifying that several things that Yahawahshi has said has come true, come to pass already.
Yeah.
Con.
Dang, did you have anything else?
In 23, no.
All right. Then I wanted to just jump right to the next chapter, starting from the beginning. Matthew 24, starting at 1.
At the top, come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse number 1. Let's get some more, y'all. And Yahawahshi went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahawahshi said unto them, see you not at all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Now, did that not happen?
Absolutely.
Did that not happen?
Absolutely happen.
To this day, to this day, the Jerusalem that they have set up now isn't the same Jerusalem. You can go to the land and they'll have old Jerusalem, which is I think it's a little bit away from where they have the marker now. And they have some little sites you can go there and they're like, oh, this is where that used to stand. This is where this used to stand. But it was destroyed. It is. That's history. But that was prophesied in Matthew 24. Prophecy fulfilled.
Right.
70 AD. And onward. To this day, the temple's still not built.
Right.
So you can't be like, oh, that didn't get fulfilled. Israel's there now. That's not the same. That's not the same place. Definitely not the people.
Wow. Say the temple going to be destroyed, taken away. You know what I mean? And we can verify that. And another thing that people say, if we can't, I mean, even some people say that, oh, you got to do away with the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is showing us the captivities. It's verifying Daniel. You know what I mean? When we go to the Maccabees and stuff like that, it's verifying Daniel. Maybe even Second Ezra's parts of it.
Yeah, Ezra's. Yeah.
Yeah, verifying the stuff. You know what I mean? Also, so if we do away with the Apocrypha, like, you know what I mean, some clowns would say, "Oh no, that ain't in my Bible." We got to do away with the Apocrypha then, and we got to do away with the New Testament. So we're stuck in what, the Persian captivity? That's the last time you hear about us. You know what I mean? That's the last time you hear from them. So what happened after that? We don't have no idea, right? We have no idea if we just take away the New Testament, take away the Apocrypha. Last you heard from the Israelites is in the Persian captivity.
Yeah.
Don't make
Yeah,
no
I even
sense.
I had somebody tell me it's not divine because it was written between the time that God wasn't talking to the prophets. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I said that I'm like that. I don't know how that makes no sense because if that time period is from Malachi, between Malachi all the way to John, like they say, I think it's in Luke. They try to use that from Malachi, from this time to John, there's no prophets. What?
Mm, that's
What?
crazy.
And they say, well, that's when the Apocrypha was written. No, it wasn't.
Hmm.
Because Second Ezra tells you the story of how Ezra wrote the Bible
Come,
so that you could have it.
come.
Wisdom of Solomon couldn't have been after he done died.
Hmm.
Like yes, the story of Susanna couldn't be after like yes. If I'm not right, that's Daniel in that story.
Susanna, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Daniel's in the story, and there's a whole book called Daniel that happened before Malachi.
Yeah.
So make that make sense. If
Man.
anything, like it look, Bell and the Dragon is the time during Jeremiah's time.
Oh yeah, because who is that Habakkuk in there that he give the food to, or
Habakkuk.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, I don't know where that's at. The angel said, say less. And he grabbed him by his hair and just dragged his butt.
Right. Come, come.
And then you have what? You have Baruch. That was the scribe of Jeremiah.
Yeah.
So that's before Malachi too, during the time of the prophets.
Mm,
Then what the prayer of Manasseh.
mm.
That's before then. I think that's what I always mix this up if Manasseh is the same one that was married to Judah. I don't remember if that's the same one. Because he had a husband named Manasseh.
I
But
didn't
I
pay
don't think it
attention to
was
that.
him.
You
I don't
talking
think
about
that's him.
nah? You Judith, Judith, the one, the warrior woman, the one that
The one that killed that dude, he went to go drink. I think he went to take
Holofernes,
some drink
yeah.
some milk. Yeah,
You
put
talking
him to
about the one?
sleep
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
killed
It
him.
made him. You talking about chopped his head off?
Hmm.
Holofernes, yeah, yeah, nah. Because she was, I think she was a widow, but she was beautiful.
But like
Oh,
it,
you're saying, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, okay.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think that was her husband. And I'm like, yes, I'm not sure. I have to go back and do my studies on it. But I
I
think
never
they
thought
said
about
her husband was Manasseh, but I don't know if they were talking about that one because people in the Bible got the same name. Just like there's two Jobs in the Bible,
that. Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's not the same Job.
right.
So, but that's neither here nor there. But I was just trying to point out there were different things. There were different points in the Apocrypha that go back to the times before Malachi.
Yeah.
But they say that it was written like it's after like 90 AD, after the first century. And I'm like, then they just made up all of that.
Hmm.
They made up all of that. The
Man,
rest of Esther, they made that up too.
my thing
Um,
is, who gonna make it up? Because they put in every nation. Every nation is dogs. Every nation is. That's what we getting to understanding. You know what I mean? That Peter's saying, hey, Paul is saying in Romans 9, hey, the giving of the law, the promises, everything in this book belong to the Israelites. You know what I mean?
mhm.
But a heathen wrote it.
They giving away. They just trying to make sure that we get what we supposed to get apparently.
Yeah, yeah,
Not that they've been stealing from us for thousands of years, and
right,
then now they want to give it back to us.
right, right. He who lead into captivity shall go into captivity. A heathen wrote that. The
Yep.
heathen wrote that. You know what I mean?
He was
Without
compelled of the devil, apparently.
yeah, great confusion. Hey, look, outside of the court, what is that? Revelation 11:2. That's it's left for the Gentiles. A heathen
Mhm.
wrote that. A Gentile wrote that, huh? Don't make no sense, man. Don't make no
It's
sense.
like this. Yep.
Right. Make no sense, man. You know.
Like the Lord hates people, but no, he loves everybody.
Mm, mm.
He only hates these people, but he loves everybody else.
Right. Right. They,
He
they put, yeah.
gonna save everybody, but he gonna kill these people.
Yeah.
Come on
Man.
now, you got to
Yeah.
make up your mind.
Right. Yeah. If heathens wrote this thing, man, you know what I mean? They damning their own selves. They're
Mhm.
damning their own self. It's just it's asinine, you know.
Yeah, it
Silly.
don't makes no sense.
Mm.
Like it's, yeah, I was reading in James, like double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
All of his ways, not just some of them, all of
Man,
them.
all them ways.
Mm.
So you got to be careful. You got to be
Mm.
careful. Like it, the prophet is look it. He's showing himself to be prophesying. Come on now,
Right.
you. It makes no sense to try to deny his prophecies that he wrote. So they waited. They waited and went ahead and just waited till the prophecy was fulfilled, and then wrote everything else to make it look right.
Right. Stupid.
But but like I was saying, like I think I brought that out last week. Most of these letters were written before the destruction of Jerusalem.
Before it even
Most of
happened. Yeah.
the gospels were written before. I think it was. There's only one that wasn't.
Yeah.
There's only one that wasn't. But all of them, all the rest of the gospels, all this other stuff that he prophesied, he was not around to see happen.
Mm.
He died in, they say, around like 33 to 35 AD.
Kind
That's what they say.
of.
Like it is. So, and these letters were written like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 AD. Like is. Like is. So he said all that before he died, and then everything else happened and it came to pass.
Mm. Beautiful, man.
Come on now. Come on
Beautiful.
now. If you don't see, look, and like, you didn't see the writing on the wall. That's what it was. You
Daniel.
didn't see the writing. You didn't see the writing on the wall, so it never happened.
Right. Shalom, sis.
Hey,
Shout out to Sister
shalom,
Celia.
shalom.
Shalom, sis. Good to hear from you.
Mm.
Shalom. Yeah, yeah. You know, so people are really swallowing a camel, you know what I mean, dealing with this one. If you looking past this, you know, really swallowing a camel and you choosing to do it.
Yeah, but a lot of people want to do that. They want to look past all of that just to deny it because of something they don't believe.
Mm.
Like it, so you have to take your presupposition, throw that out the window, and then logically look back at the scriptures and be like, did this really happen though?
Yeah.
And that's the time frame for me. Got it. It was these letters were written at this time.
Mm.
This stuff didn't happen till later. Even if you say the death, burial, and resurrection part, like is, and they already knew and everything. The destruction of Jerusalem is undeniable.
Come,
The letters were written before it happened, and then it happened.
come.
How would he know that? 40, 50 years removed from the earth.
Mighty point. It was a mighty point that you brought out that you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a mighty point. Kind of even in Daniel, where it talks about the Messiah is going to be cut off, he's going to come. All of that is time dealing with time frames, and they match right up. They match up. You know, it's
Yeah, the
beautiful.
suffering servant, man.
Kind. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's way too easy.
yeah.
It's way too easy to see it.
I agree.
I could put look. Even Stevie Wonder could see
God,
it. Sure. He's like he saw it. Like because it makes no sense to deny all of that just to keep your own presupposition of what the scripture is saying, who really are the prophets, if he really existed. That I don't, it escapes me how you would put all that information off just to keep that. Even if I saw it and I thought otherwise, like I have to go back and look at this. I would have to do my research and be like, did this brother really tell me these letters were written before the destruction? and then he's prophesied that it will be destroyed. Let me look it up. Click, 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 boom. Easy to fit. Easy to find out. Quick Google search will tell you when the letters are written.
And yeah, that's a big point. Dealing with, man, our people, man, we got to get on board. We got to figure it out. You know, yeah, we just got to figure this thing out, man. If you don't got a Messiah, man, you're in trouble. If you're overlooking this stuff, you're in trouble, man. And it's sad. You know, I got a bunch of things on my mind, but
Yeah.
it's, man, it's kind of it's messed up to see. I mean, it's kind of sad to see, you know, people that just reject the Messiah, especially when you a child, you Israel anyways. You know, this is it's come to you, the bread of life. You know what I mean? And you reject it. That's the worst thing. You know.
Yeah.
You know, teaching men to not keep the law and rejecting the law. He said you're gonna be the least in the kingdom. Least in the kingdom. You know.
Yeah.
Man, it was something I was thinking of. But did you want me to keep on going in this game? 24 out from the top. I think I stopped at first verse.
The rest of that goes into end time prophecy.
Okay,
It'll start going into end time prophecy. You can see some of these things starting to unveil itself. You can really, like, if you want to go into it, you can start to see some of these veil, but some of this stuff still hasn't come to pass as of yet.
One moment. Check out. Check this one out.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. For many shall come. Let me start 24. 24 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahawahshi answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, the anointed. You know what I mean? And shall deceive many. So that is one thing that we can. You got Yaju.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. First one. Yeah. Then there's a brother that thinks his name is Jesus Christ. 5 points Jesus.
5 point. Oh, that be SOT or something. Okay, he
really
thinks he's
him and Yaju were in the same spot one time while I was watching one of their videos.
Really?
And I was like, yo, both want to see. That must be Bar Jesus.
Nah, bro, they was in the same spot at the same time.
Yeah, I gotta find that video. I gotta see that video.
Jokes on that, bro.
Boy, they were you should have heard the laughter roar.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I gotta see that one. I'm gonna go look that one up.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, like you said, many, like you say, I am Christ and shall deceive many. You saw his group that he had with him when he was over at the Kari camp.
Yeah.
You saw and it's not like a little small following. He got like he be coming like 20 deep, and they be like, he's the book. Yeah. The book don't speak.
Hey, in addition to him, bro, you got what's his name? David Koresh. So-called white man. We did a video on him, so-called white man in Waco, Texas in the 90s. You know,
I remember that.
Yeah, even I don't know if I want to say Jim Jones. I'm not sure if he claimed to be the Christ, but
he wouldn't. He didn't claim to be the Christ, but he was using that.
Yeah,
he was using his authority like he was Christ.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And that man was.
Yeah. So, but we can at least verify a few that even though he said many, we can verify, and then there are many because I've seen. Yep. I used to work at a psychiatric hospital. I've seen several come in there and say that they're Jesus. You know what I mean? But he called that before he even passed. Hey, many shall come in my name and say that I'm the Christ. Mm-hmm. We can verify that right now.
That's true.
What Bar Jesus was that? That's in Acts, isn't it?
I think that is.
I don't think Yahawahshi was around then.
No. He wasn't.
Yeah. So I mean that's still even after him. You know.
I'm gonna look that up just to be sure. Bar Jesus. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Bar Jesus, man.
Many shall come in my name, and I'm the Christ. In
Acts 13.
Okay, yeah. So
Acts 13. Bar Jesus. He's like it's like the Book of Clarence.
Yeah.
Like what can I pay to get that kind of magic?
Right. Man.
I want to have I want to have your power. What I gotta pay you?
Kind of. And Yahawahshi knew that was going to happen. You know what I mean? False prophets and shepherds, you know what I mean, trying to lead the flock astray, wolves in sheep's clothing, you know.
Right.
Yahawahshi called it, you know, and then he goes on in verse 6 to say that there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, and nation rising up against nation, pestilence, famine, earthquakes. Like Hezekiah said, you know, we see the beginning of that right now. You know, we ain't
We're
got to
seeing
go
all of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
People gonna betray one another. Like his false prophets gonna arise. Because I can tell.
iniquity.
I remember there was a Filipino man that said he was Jesus.
Golly.
He said, "I'm Jesus." People believed him. We were selling their houses, and this man ended up being just a regular old man, just like me and you. Just telling people,
He ain't like
I'm Jesus. Well, yeah, you know me, like flesh, just flesh.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, not like an Israelite or anything like that. And then what is it? We see now that hearts are wax cold.
Yeah.
They don't care nothing about this. I watched the whole video where a child was acting out at the store. People were so afraid of what that social media would say, and the police they're gonna try to sue me to do something. They're like, that's cold to me.
Yes.
If a child's acting out, you ain't got to go over there and slap them up or anything, but you can be like, hey, calm yourself.
Correct.
Calm down. You ain't my dad, you ain't my mom. I ain't got to. You live in society I live in. You're a danger not to just yourself, but to others.
Right.
Like, yes, I have that responsibility for my people, for everybody around you, to stop you from doing this. Everybody was like, oh no, don't touch her. Let her just do it. Just let her do it. I was like, what? Just let her do. She would. This little kid was throwing a tantrum. Was in Walmart knocking stuff over.
Oh, the little black girl.
Yeah, throwing the bottles.
Yeah.
You saw that too?
Yeah.
And nobody was like really trying to stop her. They were like, just let her do it.
They were letting her cook, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were. She was going too. You would think that Walmart owed her money.
Right.
Look here, you might give me my last check. Give me my. She was tossing stuff around. She was stepping on the meat. I was like, what the heck?
Good meat. Ain't no way.
I'm like, yeah, like for $14 a pound, you better stop stepping.
That couldn't happen back in the day.
Boy, you got snatched up,
man,
because we cared for each other.
Yeah,
we cared so much for each other. We were like, yes, I saw it. Like, yes, you saw what the like is. I saw your child going down the street with such and such and such. You know, they're a bad influence, and they would tell you would call it snitching or whatever, but they were looking out for you.
That's right.
Like, yeah, that don't happen no more. That really don't happen no more.
Even I know it's my neighbor's kid, and I seen them going off, and my heart waxed cold, so I just let them do their thing. Like you said, hearts waxing cold. Brothers is killing brothers in broad daylight in front of their mama, in front of their kid. You know, it don't even matter. You know, women are leaving their kids at home for weeks and days at a time and starving them to death. Hearts are waxed cold.
I saw a story. I think Captain Zariak brought out the other day on his Car Chronicles, where a woman had went to the club and left her baby outside, like a little baby, not like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old. The baby crawling, and she's like, "Oh no, that's my baby." Because the guy is like, "I don't know what to do." He recorded himself. He's like, "I didn't do nothing with this baby.
Right.
I just found it." Like, I'm recording myself the whole time, so y'all can't say nothing crazy. Then the lady runs up, "Oh, that's my baby. That's my baby." Ma'am, how your baby outside at 2 a.m. in the morning?
That's crazy.
I don't even know. Like, I could see if maybe you left your baby in the car. The baby ain't big enough to open the door, climb out, close the door, and just start walking around. It wasn't big enough for that. So how you put your baby on top of the car? You left your baby on top of the car. That's what it was.
That's crazy.
Oh, I left my key. You know, you put your drink on top of the car. She just put her baby on top of the car and just drove off.
Golly, that's crazy.
That's
Hearts
ridiculous.
wax cold. That should be the
Mhm.
first thing on your mind. You know what I mean? Is where the baby at. You know, that's crazy. Just like what was that scene in Boys in the Hood where the baby in the middle of the street, Trey had to pick it up. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
wicked, man. You know what I mean? We ain't even gonna go, but that's just wicked. You know,
Yeah.
hearts waxing cold.
Yeah.
He caught it.
Definitely waxing cold.
Mm.
Man, that's crazy. But that, like, is that's prophecy.
Yeah.
He's saying he saw these things they were gonna come to pass, and we're watching them unravel right now as we speak.
God. Check this out. Can you get 13 and 14? King 14 is the point. Watch this in 14.
Matthew 13 and 14.
Yeah. No, 24 verse 13 and 14.
Oh, 24, 13, 14. Got you. This is verse 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
Endure meaning keep the commandments, keep the brotherly love going. You know what I mean? Do what we supposed to be doing until the end, right? Well, check this out, King.
Verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world,
Where?
in all the world,
Uh-huh.
for a witness unto all nations,
For what?
for a witness unto all nations.
Right. And then shall the end come, right? But the point in that is, you know how so-called Christians say, Matthew, what is it? Where he tells them the Great Commission to go to and preach the gospel to everybody.
28. It's the last chapter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he's telling them, Christ, Yahawahshi is telling you why the gospel is preached into all nations. It's for a witness unto all them nations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We just witnessing. We're witnessing or basically testifying. This is what happened to the Israelites in this nation and that nation and all of that. You know what I mean? And that's what has to happen. We're bringing up a witness to these nations before judgment comes. That's all that's happening. It's not Mashiach is showing, why that's got to happen. Why is he sending everybody out to all these different nations? Just to witness. Witness.
Man,
before
that's a good point. Just like the point I can't remember exactly where it is. When they accused Paul, the accusations of Paul, like that he was teaching the Jews among the Gentiles.
Right.
Oh, why was he teaching Jews among the Gentiles if he was sent to the Gentiles?
If he was
Why
sent
wouldn't
to,
it? Why wouldn't the
Peter's job?
accusation? Yeah, like wouldn't that be the accusation? Paul was out here teaching the Gentiles that they can't keep the law of Moses. Why would he be teaching people that aren't a part of the covenant keep the law of Moses?
Right.
If it ain't applicable to them.
Right.
But he was teaching the Jews among the Gentiles. That's why he was sent out to the other nations to teach the Jews among the Gentiles to keep the law of Moses. People miss that all the time. Miss that one. That's a dagger right there.
It's a dagger, a smacker. Smack him in the face with that.
Man, that's a good. I'm gonna get that real quick. I'm gonna look at Jews among the Gentiles.
Among the Gentiles, come.
Yeah, because I just want to give them a little something, give them a little something.
And I like, when brothers, because we talk to so-called Christians all the time, and we're normally used to dealing with them in the scriptures, but then now we got another opponent, that comes up, and they always been around, but that don't believe in Hamashiach Yahawahshi, and they call us Christians. So when they say, man, whenever I'm talking to a Christian, I go here and I go here and this, that, and I kind of get offended. I used to, but now I'm like, all that means is the follower of Christ. You know what I mean? I am a Christian. You know what I mean? I gotta, I really am. We really are
to the truest sense. To the truest sense.
Yeah, we are the real Christians. Yeah. So after I settle down and I'm like, hey, I am a follower of Christ. You know what I mean?
I went ahead and posted that too. It's Acts 21 and 21. You can pair that with what John 7 and 35.
Oh yeah,
where he gonna go and teach the Jews among the
Yeah,
like it's among the Gentiles.
yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful,
So
beautiful. I love when they match up, King. That's man.
that's the beauty of the scriptures.
And that's
If you
how we
just
got to
take
do
the
the old and
time,
the new.
yeah, if you just take the time, yeah.
Huh. We look
So,
and look, and this is crazy because somebody just willy-nilly made up the New Testament. Different, like we said, different authors or different
yeah, you can
what is
say
it?
authors.
Witnesses. Yeah. Several different witnesses, right?
Hmm.
And then and verifying things that actually happened in history. And then Yahawahshi in John 10, he references the Feast of Dedications, which brings us to the Apocrypha.
Apocrypha.
He also references Ezra, second Ezra, or is that first Ezra, where he says, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that stoned the prophets, and he's like, I wanted to gather you like a mother hen.
Yep.
He got that
Yeah,
from
that's
Ezra. So
yeah.
it's bringing it all of this into play. But brothers are saying, nah, it ain't in my Bible. I'm just going to stop right here at Malachi. The Lord don't talk no more. We want our
Yeah.
own from here on out.
Yeah. Yeah. I literally just had that conversation there because I asked the brother in a chat. I'm like it's hey Bible believers, what do y'all know about the Apocrypha? Then they start talking about the church fathers in 345 AD.
Oh,
Talking about the Apocrypha. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I don't care what he said about the Apocrypha. If it lines up, like it lines up.
right, right. Mm,
Just like when brothers were like, hey, that ain't talking about that. That's talking about this. I'm like, well, if it lines up with the scripture, it lines up with the scripture.
that's right. That's right. We
Isaiah
see,
28 and 20, like 28 right there. Like it line upon line, precept upon precept. It go together.
yeah, right, right. We see the apostles doing it all the time. As it says
Hmm.
in OC, as it, you know what I mean? They
Hmm.
lining it up. We lining it up. We lining these prophecies up, even with these prophecies that Yahushua told. We're lining those up with actual history, you know what I mean? And showing, oh, the temple was destroyed. Oh, we were ran out of Jerusalem. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Oh, man.
man. It's so much,
Sometimes,
it's so much proof to it. It's so
yeah.
much.
And what we gotta do is what I gotta do is, you know what I mean, get back to I don't like to. I don't like when the Most High don't want none of his children to be lost, but there was a son of perdition. There are people set up for certain roles, and our job is just to teach. So we get back to teaching. You know what I mean? What
Mhm.
our original video was going to be Yahawashi's doctrine. What did he teach? And this kind of still goes into it, but we had said last week that we were going to go into his prophecies a little more, and we did. And I'm not sure you got a little more, King. You got some more?
Actually, we can leave off right there. We can leave it off right there.
I think we did well enough.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Super job, and just showing
What?
the zeal, that we have for the Most High, and the faith, the faith.
Hmm.
We believe that He wouldn't just leave us out here; that He send a Savior like He always did, because we know He don't
Right.
change. So if He stopped talking, that means He changed, and we know
Hmm.
He would. So
Yeah. Shoot. Remember what? Okay, he talked to Jose. He talked to Jose, and he was telling him, he's like, "Yeah, man, I ain't got like this. I ain't dealing with these people. Like you go get you a harlot wife, and now you see how I feel.
yeah,
Like his, and he still didn't stop talking.
keep on going back to Him. He tell me keep on going back to her, take her back. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Like just because it like it's just because it wasn't written down because they said like it's a lot of the things that Yahushua said and did like hey it wasn't written down. It
Right,
wouldn't be like it's too many books. It would be
right.
too many books.
Mhm.
Like it's that's recorded he did that much stuff.
Yeah,
Like it's so just imagine what more he probably said. But the witnesses in or the authors like we were saying the witnesses and the authors they
Mhm.
were like this is what's pertinent. This is the pertinent information to write down so that the people will know
Right.
that a prophet was amongst you.
That's right. Con. This all you getting. If you can't believe it, hey, it is what it is.
All
That's
right.
basically hey, it is what it is.
Okay. Like it, and in the truth and sincerity, we love our brothers. We just want to make sure that you are guarding your soul. Like
Yeah,
it's to deny, like it's uh in James, like if you offend at one law, right? It says you've broken all the law.
that's right.
And if you don't believe the prophet that he sent, you've broken all the law.
That's
It do
right.
you no good. It do you no good to keep the law
Con,
if you don't believe the record that he sent his son.
that's right. Con, that's right. Mm, mm,
And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
yeah,
I'll
right.
say just in the words of Chief. That's a mic drop.
Mic drop.
That's a mic drop.
Con, con, you're right. And he is the law. Deuteronomy 18 and 18 makes him a part of the law. If you're rejecting him, which we debunk, it's not Joshua. You know what I mean? You can't come up with some. Then if you're rejecting this prophet, whoever it is, we debunk it's not Joshua. Joshua sinned immediately. You know what I mean? By making a league with the city
Gibeonites.
of Gibeon, yeah, the Gibeonites, who are in
Hmm.
Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Let me
Yep.
get their name before I close out on it.
Because he didn't talk to the Lord.
Right. He didn't speak to the Lord.
He didn't
So,
say, "Hey Lord, should I do this or not?" He's like, yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. Yeah, y'all clothes look all beat up. I feel sorry for y'all.
right.
Yeah, let me do that. Didn't inquire of the Lord
Quite a
like
lot.
he was supposed to, like is before making league with somebody else,
Mhm.
and then they're like, aha, got you. We actually these people.
Use
We the
the
hit
law
pack.
against them. Use the law against them, King. You know what I mean? And like
Hmm.
I said, we Joshua is one of my favorite. But Joshua, he they got him right there. I mean, that's what happened. You know what I mean? And that's in the
What it
Old
was,
Testament. In
it is
Deuteronomy,
what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
True. Love
Deuteronomy.
David. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just going to say Deuteronomy 7 and 2. It calls they're the Hivites. The Gibeonites the Hivites are the same people, and they
Hmm.
were living in the city of Gibeon. And the Lord tells us, in verse 3, Deuteronomy 7 and 3, not make a league with them, not make no marriages with them. Verse 7 and 2, don't make a covenant with them, which they did. So it can't be Joshua. You got it.
No, I was just about to say, like you said, no, ain't no smoke for Joshua,
Mm,
mighty
right,
man of the Lord.
right,
He had a point where he failed.
yeah,
He had a point. Hey,
okay,
like as mighty as David is, he had a point where he failed.
right,
Solomon,
mm,
mighty man, he failed.
okay.
Like his Yahawahshi, no sin, no God.
No God, no sin. Come.
Perfect example for us.
God, man, yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Con. Hey, and it gets to a point where okay, you gonna do your thing and we're gonna do our thing. We accept it. We rolling with it. You know,
Mhm.
we believe that you know what I mean. That he match up, and we taking his word. We taking the word of the Most High that's on
Yeah.
him and in him. So we rolling with
Mm.
it. All praises to the Most High. That
Yeah.
we have a Savior.
Yeah. I'm gonna believe the record.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And we're gonna keep that up. So all praises to the most high for that.
Yeah. Yeah. We hope y'all been
Announcements.
edified. You know, we appreciate the y'all tuning in. All praises to the Most High. We were able to come out here another thankful Thursday. You know what I mean? I'm with the family.
Ah,
We praying for Chief to get back better. You know what I mean? Get
that's
himself back
right.
health. And shout out to the brothers that been coming to camp. You know what I mean? And the sisters. You know, shout out to the family and those that can't make it to camp. That are building themselves up. Come on out there. You know what I mean? Fellowship with your brothers and your sisters.
That's right. Come on out. Like
Yeah.
his. Like I said, we got some just before we close out, we got some announcement. We got the day of Nicanor.
Oh. Huh.
We got that coming up.
Huh.
That's on the 10th of March.
Ooh.
Destruction of Nicanor is 10th of March at evening.
Ooh.
That's on a Monday evening. That's on a Monday evening. That goes into Purim. The next day will be Purim, which we celebrate for 2 days,
That's right.
my kids. So we're gonna, and at some point, We're gonna go out. We're gonna try to take care of the people. We're gonna try to feed the people. It's a day of It's a day of feasting,
Mhm.
taking care of those that can't take care of themselves, and gifting.
Yeah.
Like it. So hey, the other nations have Christmas. They have the pagan holiday Christmas. We have Purim.
Uh,
Not to say that you can't give gifts whenever you want to give gifts.
right.
You can do whatever. You can. It's always good to do well.
That's right.
It's always good to do well. There's no law against it.
Okay.
Charity, no law against it.
Okay.
So
Hey,
yes, but yeah, that's the time. So we'll be March 11th through the 12th, March at evening, the evening of the 11th to the 13th at evening.
Salakia. We've done a lesson on Purim, you know what I mean, before, but just to give you, if you have never heard of it, you know, read the book of Esther, but it's the time where the Most High changed a situation that was going to destroy the Jews. When we were in a captivity, he sent a savior in the form of a woman. Now, you know what I mean? In the form of a woman, you know, of course he used her and a man, her uncle or her cousin Mordecai. But
Now,
the
Uncle.
woman, you know what I mean? And you can't really, if we were thinking, hey, that's not in the law. That's not it. You know what I mean? Let me go back. Let me just get off of that, because I'll keep on going in the hole. But long story short, the Most High used Esther. Hadassah was her name. Name changed to Esther. She used her and her cousin Mordecai to, you know, keep the Israelites or the Jews that was in the province there in Persia from getting destroyed. And so we celebrate that that the Most High allowed her to talk to the king and get the king to be on our side so that we don't get destroyed. And my point is that at the end of it all, the Jews, instead of being destroyed, we did the destroying. We were going around destroying the enemy, our enemies, and you know what I mean, taking it to them. I'm talking about actually, literally, it was a law that we could kill the enemies of the Jews. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're celebrating, is the Most High changing this thing around and making something out of nothing. That's what he do. That's what he do. So, you know, all praises to the Most High for his victories. You know what I mean? And the liberation of his children and the destruction of our enemies.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the holy days, mostly Passover,
Nicanor.
destruction of our energy of
Right.
our enemies.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Passover. Yeah.
you got Purim,
Mm-hmm.
the feast of dedications, destruction of our enemies,
Right.
and the dedication of our temple.
Right.
Man, you got high
Nicanor.
holy days for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nicanor. Wait
Simon.
till that's what I'm about to say. Gone.
Yeah.
That dude gone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you get that thing the Lord turned it around.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, when they say be turned the thing that the enemy sought for my bad, the Lord made it for my good.
There you go. Yeah.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Kind. All praises. And he knows how to do it. He knows how to
Hmm.
give you a reason to celebrate. Sometimes we forget. It's been so long ago, you know. You know, I mean, that was 20 years ago. That was 10. Nah, man, we got to celebrate these things and remember, get back in the spirit. And in Judges chapter 5, I think it's verse 2, it says, I think it's 5 and 2. It says to rehearse the righteous acts. Rehearse
Oh
them
yeah.
righteous acts. You know,
Yeah.
that's what we need to be doing.
Yeah, that's 5 and 11.
5 and 11, Salah.
5 and 11.
5 and 11.
I always want to say 12, but it's I always want to say 12 for some reason in my head. I think because the tribes.
Yeah, maybe. Come on, we got to. That's what we got to do though. Rehearse the righteous acts, and
Right.
you know, anybody wants to pitch in, give to the. Can you put the what is that? The Cash App up there?
Yeah, I got you.
Kind
That's
of.
what I'm heading to right now.
I thought so. Kind of. If you want to give to the cause, you know, put your chips in, put your bricks in, and because we know we commanded to also take care of one another, look out for one another. So there is our Cash App, $T.O.R, the number 3, trees with a Z, elect 144.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Going across the screen right there. So if you want to donate to the trees elect, you know what I mean, to the trees of righteousness, for the Purim, you know what I mean, giving in charity. The Bible says charity, it covers a multitude of sins. You know what I mean? So you know, you got an opportunity right there to get some of your sins cleansed and taken care of. Also, if you want to join us at the Passover, we need you to RSVP as soon as possible. There is the Gmail right there on the screen as well. Trees, TREEZ, elect, ELECT 144 at gmail.com. Here in Knoxville, Tennessee, we are having the second annual Passover, April 11th. That's a Friday at evening, and we turning up. If you're not there, I feel for you. If you're there, hey, you get ready for a great time in the spirit.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna
Mm.
be a beautiful time in the Most High.
Come. Looking forward to it. So if you're curious, you got any questions, hit us up on a Gmail. You know, you wanna donate, whatever you want to do, hit us up on the Cash App right there. And may the Most High have mercy on you and your family. You know what I mean? Even if you ain't got it, you know what I mean? May the Most High have mercy on us and gather us. You know what I mean? Make this time short for the elect's sake.
That's right.
Yeah, we've been ready to get up out of this thing, y'all, best we can.
Con. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and close us out with our key our key verse. Right. It is oh goodness gracious, it pulled up the wrong thing. This is it's supposed to be Isaiah. There you go. Come on. Hey, trying to get used to this app. Now I'm had to use my computer today. It's Isaiah 61 and verse 3. And it reads, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness.
Right.
The planting of the Lord, like it's that he might be glorified.
Come. All praise, honor, and glory belong to the Most High Power Yahweh. Also, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahawahshi HaMashiach. Right? Come on, we're gonna glorify the Most High. Come on, all praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
Come on. So, hey, next week, y'all, 7:30, same time, same channel. Thankful Thursday. We right back at you with another one, Most High willing.
Con. And with that, Israel, Shalom.
Shalom.